Welcome everybody to the Creative Weekend stream. I am your host, Tyler Evan Babb, and today we're going to be taking a look at our famous Leonardo in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles VFX extravaganza, whatever this is. You know what I'm saying? We do weekend live streams here on the channel where we explore VFX and we make shots together, right? It's the whole point of this stream. It's the Creative Weekend series that I'm starting. This is week 2. We did a MODOK, and now we're doing a Leonardo. We will eventually go back to the MODOK, but I just wanted to, I wanted to move on. I can't even talk. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles trailer dropped, and so I was like, let's do something along those lines. Got some music in here for you. Hopefully that's good. It's always hard to tell the levels of this stuff. So if you guys are in the chat and you want to let me know about the levels, that would be great. If you're new here, if TMNT brought you here, please hit that like button and the subscribe button. If you are into filmmaking, visual effects, sound design, anything filmmaking, this is a place for you. You can follow along. I got to shout out the person that made the model, because I didn't make the model. So let me find, let's see. Wait, wrong site. Bear with me. Come on. Yeah, well, we'll do it. I can't log in right now. We'll do it later, or I'll just put them in the description. But yeah, welcome everybody. So we are going to create a VFX. I say VFX because that's like a general term, right? It's CGI, right? Visual effects are usually like CG elements and live action combined together is usually like VFX, but VFX broadly, whatever for the algorithm, you know what I'm saying? I put in the title, but yeah, it's going to be a fun time. This music is way too loud on my end. Can't even hear myself think. You know, sometimes how your music is too loud, you just can't hear yourself think. You're like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. So that's kind of where I was at. I don't even know, like the mic and everything. So hopefully it's all good. Let me know in the chat if you're here. Interact with me. Give me suggestions. But yeah, we're going to dive right into it and kind of figure out. So we got our model here. It's a very, very, very well put together model. Pretty highly detailed here. If I can load some of the textures. There we go. This is not the final render, but this is, you know, just so we can kind of see a version that we're working with here. So very cool. What's nice is he is rigged. So like you can move the eyes and everything, right? We got the whole rig. We will probably do some animation at some point, but right now for today, we're gonna do a stream tonight, and we're gonna do a stream tomorrow night too. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling energetic. I'm feeling really creative. If you're feeling ambitious, I'm feeling ambitious with this one too. I think we're gonna actually make it into like a multiple shot sequence. I got a few ideas. I went back and watched the first one and The Secret of the Ooze just to like get me into that mindset earlier today, and I was like, and they're so short too. The movies are like, I don't know, they were so short, and it's like the second one's only 89 minutes, and I was like, oh, I can kick through that, no problem. So I watched both of the movies. It's incredible. It's like Jim Henson, right? So like, it's great to see the makeup effects and the animatronics and everything. And it's I don't know, it's just the style, right? And the what they were able to do with it's campy, right? Obviously, right? Movies have come a long way, but I don't know, it was a fun time, and this model seems to be inspired by that movie. So very, very cool. But I got a couple ideas up my sleeve with what I want to do with the scene. So primarily today, I think what we're going to do is we're going to block out the scene, right? And that's just purely kind of laying out the geometry and just kind of like, again, blocking out the scene, figuring out what kind of aspect ratio we want to use, what does our scene look like and what do we want to do. I know that I want it to be in an alley, so we're gonna kind of develop that and block that out. I have some textures. I don't know if we're gonna get into texturing today, but we'll see how far we get. Like I said, I only want to keep it about an hour, so an hour for tonight and an hour for tomorrow. So, you know, make sure you get your water, especially when you do stuff like this, because your voice tends to go, and it's like, by the end of the stream, you're like, I can't do anything. But anyways, you're not here to see me talk, right? You want to see me work on some. I'm not going to swear, but you know, I almost did. But you know, you want to see me work on some stuff. So let's add a floor, shall we? Because that's what we're going to need. We're going to need some sort of floor. And oh, look, it cut through his feet. Is he not standing on the ground? He is standing on the ground. Why did this come in? Oh, that's so funny. Oh, let's see. Not Shift A, Shift. Come on. Shift S. There we go. Cursor to world origin. Ah, silly Blender. Putting the plane not where I wanted it. How goofy. All right, there we go. Boom. There we go. We fixed it. Now he's standing on the ground. So I haven't messed with Blender in a long time. It's been a while, and I don't know why it's got like this glow and like this haze around it. Maybe it's just my monitor, because I don't know if I don't know. It just seems like there's some sort of like bloom effect going on, just a halo effect around everything. But like down here on the floor, it's like super reflective, and I have it on cycles. Weird. Anyways, oh, let's see. So we're starting off 1920 by 1080. Sure. Okay, so let's see here. We've got, so this is the X, this is the Y, and this is the Z. And obviously Z is up, X would be here, and Y is going to go in the distance. So we want to get that kind of lined up. Don't really know where our camera angle is going to be, but let's say that this is it for right now. So we're going to go add, and we're going to add a camera. And then obviously we're going to drag it back on the Z, and let's get into it here. Oh, look, his lovely feet, which we don't want to be on his feet, but that'll give us that gives us a decent frame. I think again, this will all change, but like I don't know if, like, I have a post and I wanted to start, so my idea is that we start on the eyes, right? We start here, very close, like extreme close-up of eyes, right? Of the eyes. I mean, we're talking, the aspect ratio will I definitely probably want to change that, but I'm talking like here, right? Like he's staring, maybe even down, because I have a couple ideas here, but yeah, we're gonna get into it. And so the camera will start there, and the camera will pull back, right? It'll do some sort of pullback. I don't really know how far it's gonna go, but it'll end up pulling back. And and like I said earlier, super ambitious. And so, and this may be too ambitious, but I don't care. But anyways, we'll pull back, but then we are going to end up circling and kind of going downward, right? The camera's going to go up and around. And so my idea is we're going to have him standing over a manhole cover. And the manhole cover is going to be emanating, like there's going to be some sort of green light coming from the manhole cover. And we wrap around. So something, obviously the story here is something's obviously happened to his brothers. Something has happened to the turtles, and either Leo has just kind of walked up on this, or, you know, something has happened to the brothers. And so we're like this, but what would be very cool is as we come around, like as we come around, we reveal that the foot are there, right? That would be very cool. So hopefully everything's okay with the stream. I don't know what happened here. It was, excuse me for a second as my, all right, there we go. My display just needed to fix itself for some reason. But anyways, and so as the camera comes back around, there are like foot ninjas either on the roof or like scaling because it's in an alley, so it's either like they're scaling the walls or something's gonna happen. It's pretty ambitious, but like I think we can pull it off. And then so that'll be like the first shot, and then I kind of want it to be where he just kind of goes ham on all these foot soldiers, like these foot members, and just kind of like takes them out in a very stylistic way, right? I want to. It's more like very minimal animation necessary, like more than anything. But you know, he's got the katanas, and like I said, he is rigged here, so we can make him do some stuff if we want to. But so that's my plan, at least for this first shot. We can develop it. You guys can give me ideas in the chat. I'd be down, and we can kind of develop it. If you're new here, please hit that like button. I greatly appreciate it. It helps grow the channel. These are the creative weekend streams that we will be doing. It's a new series that I'm doing on the channel, and we're gonna do them. I want to do them every weekend, if not every other weekend. We're gonna have lots of creative streams, and the first one is building out this TMNT scene. So, and let me know in the chat what you thought of the new trailer from Seth Rogen and team. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was very cool. And yeah, if you're a fan of the 90s film, come on, you know what I'm saying? It's nostalgic there. It's what I grew up on. So if I sip the water in the microphone, I apologize. Sorry. But yes. Okay, so let's just say that this is the camera, right? Because we're here. And this is not the final, but it'll do for now. And okay, we can get out of that. So that's there, and you can see it's right there. There's the camera. If you're new to Blender, this is going to be kind of a deep dive, you know what I'm saying? It's more of a follow along, like an experience more than a tutorial, I guess. But I still think you can learn a lot. I do primarily most of my day job work in Cinema 4D now instead of Blender, although I do jump into Blender occasionally, but it's been a while, so bear with me. I might be doing some older things in Blender that is not necessarily the most updated and newest thing, but that's okay. We're still gonna make a fun sequence. And what's cool is we'll take this and then we'll take it all the way to the end. So we'll cut the shots together, and we'll do sound design and the whole 9 yards too, which is going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. So let's extend this out arbitrarily for right now. Just for right now, right? This would be... Whoops, I don't want to do the whole thing. I just want to do... Right? I just want to get this... This is the alleyway. So this is the ground. And we'll take it just kind of goes forever realistically. We don't necessarily need it to go all that far in front of him, so we can do, we need to go past the camera though. So let's jump back into our camera and see how it's going. All right, so we got that, and we want it to cover the entire ground pretty much, because we'll put, and it doesn't go back far enough into the distance, but that's okay. If you're new, thank you. If you're watching and you're able to chat with me, definitely do it. I definitely encourage you guys to interact. It definitely helps out the channel and grow, and it helps me not ramble to myself. So any comments, well-meaned comments, right? Don't be a jerk, or I will kick you out. and you will not be invited to the weekend creative weekend streams. So don't be a jerk. Alrighty then. So we got Mr. Leo. Mr. Leo. What's going on, Matty Matt? Matty Matt, are you excited for Creed 3 this weekend? Mr. Matt and I are going to be seeing Creed tomorrow, so I'm excited. I've heard nothing but good things, and so I'm stoked. Heck yeah. All right. So, yeah, realistically, I want the aspect ratio to change too, pretty much. Let's see here. Are we going? More. Oh, 2, 3. I think this would be kind of what we want in terms of aspect ratio. I would think so. So we are creating a Leonardo da Scene. I can't even talk. We are creating a Leonardo Ninja Turtle scene. So what I want the camera to do, the camera's going to start in super close, and then it's going to end up super close, and it's going to pull out, and then it's going to do one of these fun things and go down. We're going to be standing over the manhole, and there's going to be some green light emanating from the manhole, and that obviously will sit, and there might be other insert shots in there too, but it's going to signify that like something has happened to his brothers. And then as we come back around, we're going to see a bunch of foot soldiers kind of like drop down or scale the wall or whatever. We're in an alleyway. We're going to make an alley, and then they're going to drop down, and then we're going to do some cuts, and he's going to like maybe even impale a couple dudes. I don't know how graphic I want to get with it, but you know what I'm saying? Definitely a more mature feel to it. Very dark feel. So yeah, that's what we're doing now. Right now we're just blocking out the scene, which means just kind of placing the geometry where we need it to be. So let's jump out of the camera. And let's see. I'm just going to turn off the textures just so that I can see things better and we can kind of work a little bit better. Because I don't know, for some reason on my end with my monitor, this glow, I just can't. It's just weird. I can't work with that. So gives me the 90s films vibe. Yeah, I watched those two this weekend pretty much, just to kind of get me in the headspace. So yeah, we're definitely going to be doing that. And if we want to get extra sexy, we will take these guys and we will make them flap. We will make them flap in the wind. Because we'll throw some wind in there, right? We'll probably put some trash on the ground, right? We'll make it. It's gonna be. I mean, you see it now. It's gonna be night and day, basically. When I'm done with it, come on, bro, get real. It's gonna be real. It's gonna look mighty fine, if I do say so myself. Because we're ambitious. We do ambitious things here on this channel, and so yeah. All right, so we need to block this stuff out. So basically, we need cubes. Cubes for the win. Cubes for the win. If you're new here, thank you so much for joining us. We are making a scene. Let us know your existence in the chat. Greatly appreciate you guys coming by and checking us out. All right, drop a cube, Tyler. Drop it. Drop it like it's hot. Drop the cube, Tyler. Drop the cube. dropped the cube. All right. So this is our building. That's actually, you know what we're going to do? We're going to pull a move here. It's going to be so much fun. Boom. So we have 2 views. Look at that. 2 views. Who would have thought that we would be able to see the 2 views? Like I said, I haven't worked in this program in a while, so I kind of forgot that. But I was like, oh yeah, we can actually see what we're doing in the view. So, now see, the trick here is like, how many buildings is this alley going to be? And all sorts of stuff. And then you got like the right? Or is it here? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? You guys are, it's right here, Tyler. Come on. Yeah, so we could scale this. This is probably going to be pretty arbitrary right now, just to block stuff out, you know. Realistically, how big is, how tall? So we can take, let's see. No, that's a bone. I don't want that. Get rid of that. Don't we have a guy? Or is that in, I'm thinking about Cinema 4D. Okay, so there may be times too where that happens, where I'm like, oh, I want this thing, but it's not in this program. It's in Cinema 4D, which is what I work in, and on a daily basis. And I'm like, oh yeah, never mind. Boom. Okay, well, let's see here. And you would think, so there might be a gap here, I'm thinking. I think there might be a gap because there might be like a doorway here that's illuminating him or something. Something goes on here because you want, right? Like if we come around, we're going to want to see like a foot soldier. I don't know if they're called foot soldiers. I don't know. The Foot Clan. I'm just going to call them the Foot Clan. We would see the Foot Clan like scale the building here and scaling the building here, maybe in the shadows or something. I don't know. But it gives them something to kind of work on and like work with, you know. Obviously these things would go out of frame because buildings are tall. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how tall we need them to be, but you know, definitely tall. Definitely tall. Man, I'm excited for Creed. I'm excited for the X-Men to come in the MCU, man. I'm excited for Deadpool 3. There's a lot of things I'm excited for. I will be on a podcast, Adams Plus One on Spotify. If you go look that up, I will be recording my episode. I will be a guest on that podcast next weekend. And yeah, we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff. I think we're going to be mentioning artificial intelligence and kind of the impact that it has on all sorts of industries, definitely my industry, and a lot of things. It's changing a lot of stuff. So I know we're going to talk about that. We're going to be talking about just kind of my career and what I got down the pipeline, like what I'm doing currently. And so, yeah. And obviously I'll mention the creative weekend streams, which I think are super fun. Like I said, I like to just do this stuff just to kind of keep the creative juices just kind of flowing, right? Like I create stuff in my day job and I have a lot of fun doing that. And it's really challenging, which that's kind of something that I kind of need. Like I need to be challenged creatively a lot. And I do that myself, but it's really nice that I'm able to do that for my work too. But anyways, there's always time for this stuff too, which is creatively blah, blah, blah. I'm just talking random. Matt, what do you say? My stepdad is going to go see Avatar soon, so I'm going to go see it with him again. Dude, I wish that I guess I can go see it if I want to, right? I'm sitting here like, oh, I wish I could go see that again. Realistically, I could go see that again if I wanted to. And it it was really good, but I don't know if I need to see it again in the theater. I don't know. But it was very cool. It's gonna be coming out at the end of March is when it shows up on Disney Plus. Wait, when are you going? Oh, you just said soon. No. If you guys are going, I already see a lot of movies on my own because nobody wants to go with me. No, I'm just kidding. Matt wants to go with me, right? And the guys want to go. We're gonna go see Creed, so I'm not alone. Just kidding. Just kidding. For movies, I am. For movies, it's been kind of just a lot of me lately. Yeah, is that the... Sure, fine. But yeah, if you guys are going, whenever you guys are going, I'd love to go with you. Man, this song is stupid. Oh, I'm so glad it ended because it was getting stupid repetitive. I think that's why I was like not making any sense with my comments, because I was like, this music is driving me nuts. And I'm so glad that it's over now. All right, let's move this down a little bit. Down a little bit. Sure. All right, so this is an alley. Sort of an alley. With Avatar, Creed, and Scream, I will have seen 3 movies this year. I haven't gone to the theater 3 times in the last 5 years. Yeah, man, I think... well, going to the movies is expensive, man. And I don't, I totally understand it. Like, we used to live in a world, I'll do the trailer guy voice. We lived in a world, right? But we lived in a world where going to the movies was a lot cheaper. But also, and this is a prime example, watching this movie, right? This movie was, I'm talking about the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. If people are like, what is he talking about? What movie? Movies were just made for so little, like so much less money now. And unfortunately, we just have a lot. It's just the budgets of the movies have become so big and they've ballooned to these ridiculous astronomical numbers. And it just it forces everything else to go up. Obviously that and inflation just in general over the last couple of years. But like these studios, and I think Ant-Man Quantumania is a victim of this, where it's like they just wanted to make a spectacle, right? And it's just like create a good, like tell a good story. You know, even the 90s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. Is it an amazing film? No, not really. But it's a simple story. I don't know. Like, I just enjoyed it. Both of the second one is a little too goofy for me. I was like, man, it was a little rough. But that first one is a gem. And that first one is pretty special for, you know, not only the Jim Henson aspect of it, but, you know, just bringing this, like, it melded the cartoon and the original comics so well together, I think. And then in the second one, they just went poof and they killed that vibe. And it was, so the first one, the second one, and the third one, they kicked those out so fast. The first one came out in 90, the second one came out in 91, and the third one came out in 92. And it's like, that's a fast turnaround time. But you can just tell, because you can tell the quality of the films just drop, right? They're just not good. And it's like, well, you obviously, you know. So we need him to stand kind of in the middle of this. And he's not in the middle of it. So we need to move him. So let's grab him. And let's move him. No, I don't want to delete him. And right there. And we want to move him back because, well, Yeah, because we're gonna end up like we're gonna have to build everything out eventually, and that's gonna be kind of a pain. But that's okay. We're also not. I mean, we're working at some random scale too, which maybe we shouldn't be doing. I see we got 6 people watching right now. If you're new here, thank you for joining. If Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles brought you here, we love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles here. We are making a scene in VFX CG with Leo here. We're blocking it out. Which means we're just putting down the geometry right now. So it's going to be a multiple day stream. We're going to do tonight, and we're going to also do tomorrow night, and we're going to be building this scene until it's done. We're going to take this thing all the way to post production, like to editing. We're going to cut. We're going to do multiple shots. We're going to do some sound design. Might do some other visual effects to the shots. We're going to color grade them. We're going to take this all the way. It'll be a little sequence of about 4 or 5 shots, you know, put together, but I think it's gonna tell a little fun, interesting story. I'm trying to think, do we want, or do we go? See, I'm still not sold with the do we go vertical with it? See, what aspect ratio do we want? Do we do this? See, not, I mean, you can obviously, we can like put this on Instagram then too, and that would be nice. But this just, I don't know. There's something about this that feels kind of nice. Who knows? I might change my mind. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? You guys can help me out and decide what we're gonna do. But no, we're definitely gonna start in super close. But see, how does this work? Like if we are super close, I mean, I wanted extreme close up, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm talking like this, maybe not this, but like if he's looking, because he's looking down at the manhole cover. So I don't know, but it can work with this framing. I think maybe this is what I want. Something like this, you know, something like this. Boom. Cool. If you guys are new here, you guys can interact in the chat. Let me know you're here. You know, keep me company. I greatly appreciate it. If you enjoy VFX, if you enjoy filmmaking, please hit the subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it. Just by you guys watching the stream right now, it helps me get my watch hours up and gets us closer to, you know, the monetization and all that fun jazz, which is not why I do this. I do this just the whole part of the channel, the whole part of everything that I do here is just to have fun. So you know what I'm saying? So if you like to have fun, if you want to explore your creativity, maybe learn how some things are done in VFX and CG and filmmaking, this is the place for you. Don't forget, children and non-children and everybody around the world, you got to save your projects. So I guess, yeah, we're calling this, and we're going to save. Who cares? I mean, I don't know. We might change the save name eventually, but yeah, everything is pretty crude for right now. We want the manhole cover to be right there, right? It's 8:30 already, guys. Come on, these hours go by too fast. Dude, these things go by too fast. Not enough time. An hour's definitely not enough time to really kind of get down and dirty. But I'm telling you, as these streams progress, and if you guys keep coming back, I mean, it's gonna get crazy. It's gonna get wild. We're gonna do some fun stuff. You know, blocking out. I enjoy the whole process. I enjoy blocking the scene and all sorts of stuff. So, but yeah, if we throw it in here, and I clicked this guy. There we go. Yeah, he's looking good. He's looking ready to fight some foot soldiers. You know what I'm saying? I can never tell where my mic should be, so we're just gonna put it right there. All right. So we want the manhole cover. Do we make it like? I'm trying to think. Do we like pull him back a little bit? Because we're gonna want him like in the alley. right? And obviously he's super far away now, which is not what we want. We want to be closer. Right? Something like that. Something like that. And we're gonna have to move these buildings down. Not up, Tyler. Jeez, come on, down. Down, down, down. Down the way. Down the way. Okay. That gives us enough to at the top of it to do some other stuff. I don't know how wide this gap's going to be. We may create the gap differently in the future, but you know what I'm saying? That's how it goes. That's how it goes. All right, so that is fairly blocked off for now, I guess. Probably want to make these buildings a little wider. Even though, right, something like that. Make this one wider. All right, cool. Whoa, 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 whoa. Something like this. If you're new here, hit that like button. Greatly appreciate it. Helps out the stream a ton. All right. Yeah, something like that. I wish... But see, do we take it... See, I'm just constantly like, are the buildings tall enough? Because, like, they should be humongo. Like, shouldn't they? Yeah. We should be like... I think they should. Right? But that's super tall. But then again, that is kind of what we want. So something like that. Something like that. Something like that. If you guys have any input, let me know. I greatly take any advice or criticism or whatever you guys want to throw at me. I'm down. You know, let's get it on. Let's make it. But I do. Maybe something like that. And then. It's not easy to make an alley. See, you'd think like, oh, making an alley is super easy because you just put blocks and you just put buildings. But no, it's like, do we have the buildings taper off in the distance or do we have the buildings fill the entire frame? There's so many decisions to make. That you would never even think about. And that's what's crazy is when you watch a movie, or at least that's where my mind, like, that's where my mind does that all the time. I'll watch a film and like, these are the things that like pop into my head all the time. I'm just like, oh, like they're shooting in an alley, or like I'll watch The Mandalorian and they shoot on the volume and you're just like, and it's like the sets and the volume are made like this. And you're just like, so my mind goes all over the place whenever I watch a film. I know a lot of people are like, oh, are you able to enjoy films then? Of course. Of course. Good, like, you know, good movies that have good stories, you know, and tell, you know, and have interesting characters and compelling characters that we love and that we, you know, or at least for me, they've kind of defined my life. Like there are definitely, I mean, my whole life has been movies pretty much, you know, I can't even begin to describe to you how important movies are to me. I know it sounds cheesy or cliche or whatever, but I don't care. If you know me, then you know how important films are, because they are one of the greatest art forms of all time. I think. They combine music, they combine visuals, they combine traditional storytelling, right? The hero's journey, and we just love. There's so many characters out there that are just iconic. So many characters, and you can just adapt characters, right? We've seen all the Marvel heroes and everybody cross over into the film medium and become hugely successful. You know, look at Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther, right? Like film gave us the opportunity to see Chadwick Boseman as the Black Panther, right? We wouldn't have had that without film. So film is very powerful, and I love it very much. So that's my little spiel about film. Yeah, these buildings are super tall. They don't even, I mean, once we texture them, it might look different, but I think I want to bring them down. I want to make different sizes of the buildings. I think we might do that, because once I put it, it just loses the dimension. And like and we'll have different heights, I think, too. Maybe a little bit different height there. But and I am by no means like a traditional artist, right? You know what I'm saying? We don't do that. And like, I didn't come from an artist background in terms of like, oh, painting or drawing or whatever. So and this building over here is clipping through the floor, but it's whatever. We don't see it. We're probably gonna need another one back here because, right? Or at least it's gonna be like some sort of street right back here, I would assume. We're gonna get some street here, and then just kick this like this. So there's gonna be some street thing here, and then we need another building. Add mesh cube. Where did our lovely new cube go? There he is. And so this is the road. I don't know. We are not working with correct proportions right now. Maybe once we get this all blocked out, I will go back in my free time and make this all proportionally correct with like measurements and everything, and make sure that this is all to scale. Right? We'll like figure out how tall he is and all sorts of stuff, and kind of get it to be. We can also, too, what I think we'll do is we're going to go and look at some reference image. Like, this is fine for layout, right? And kind of just blocking it out. But we will go and find images of the 90s film and just kind of see what that feels like and what kind of some of the streets might look like. We'll figure out some images, because that's also another major thing to do with anything creative that you do with film, pretty much anything. You always want to find a reference, because it helps you build things out, right? It just helps a ton. It gives you an idea. It gives you the tone. Like Matt said earlier, he's 90s, like TMNT 90s vibes is what we're going for here. So we want to make sure that we want to match that vibe pretty well. And it's gonna be a dark one. I think we're gonna take it to be pretty dark. And I don't know what's gonna be back here. There might be, and how detailed do we want to get? Because again, most of this back there is going to be out of focus, because we're going to enable depth of field onto the camera, and it's going to be pretty much out of focus. So, I mean, realistically, we could probably just slap like an image, just a straight up image onto this box, and that should be enough for back there. Because I don't think we'll ever really go back there much. Boom, boom. Thank you guys so much for joining me and hanging out with me as I create this. Been looking forward to this all week. And yeah, ever since that trailer dropped, I was like, man, let's do something. And then the ideas started flooding into my brain all week, and I was like, wow, what if and then I saw The Secret of the Ooze, and I was like, oh, what if we get the manhole cover and blah 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 and all this other stuff, and he's got to save the brothers and all sorts, trying to tell a story here, trying to tell a little bite-sized story, right? That's what kind of That's what makes it a challenge, right? Because anybody could make an image, right? I want to try to challenge ourselves and like, let's tell some sort of story. All right, so we want the manhole cover. Let's go and add. Oh, let's see. Let's add a circle. This is the manhole, I guess. I don't know how big the manhole should be, but we'll say. We'll say this is the man. And actually, you know what? I shouldn't have. Whoops. Get rid of that. I should have added. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but I should have added a cylinder. Because I'm away from my mic. I'm sorry. I apologize. There's the cylinder. We bring the cylinder in. And let's scale it down. Scale. Scale, not rotate. Sure. It's a big manhole cover. Kinda big. Sure. I don't even know how big to make it, but that's fine for now. And we want to position it right about right there. I think is where we're gonna put it. Right somewhere. That's probably too big, but it's all right. It's all good. What are we at? What is the time? It is 8:46. You know, we've come a decently long way. I'm proud. Obviously, these are going to take multiple streams. Again, like I said, we will be back tomorrow night. Yeah, we're going to be back tomorrow night. We're going to be building out the scene more and more. Don't forget to save your projects often because you never know what can happen. Yeah, these buildings are clipping to the floor, but who cares? So this is our frame here on the left. And we've kind of, I mean, this is a very rough block that we have, and I'm happy with it. We will obviously get it to be looking much better, and when we start animating it, and when we, you know, start obviously rendering it and everything, and, you know, what we'll do is we'll probably render stuff out. I'll render stuff out in the background and kind of after the streams, and then I'll play the shots for you once they get rendered and everything. We got to add some, so yeah, moving forward, we got to add some textures, obviously. Probably got to lay it out a little bit more, block out the scene, figure out what's going on with these, you know what I'm saying? Add some trash, find some dumpsters, right? Put some dumpsters in here. Basically anything that's in an alleyway, some trash bags, you know, it's not a real pleasant place to be. And yeah, and we got to figure out lighting too. Lighting is going to be a huge component to this. And yeah, the manhole cover, I don't know. I got to figure out the size of that manhole cover, but you know, I think that'll be fine. I don't want to bring it up. Do we need to make it closer to him? Sure. Yeah, and we got to find a texture for the manhole and all sorts of stuff. So it's going to be a texture time at some point. And then obviously we got to animate him, right? We got to get him. And that's going to be, I mean, yeah, I'm not an animator necessarily. It's not, I mean, I do animate for my job. That's what I do at my day job, but it's like product. It's like marketing stuff, so it's not human animating, right? That's kind of new to me, so who knows? I don't know. We might outsource it. We might throw it to somebody else to animate it, to be honest. Especially, I think we can do this shot, right, where he's looking down and like looking around and everything. But once he starts taking out the Foot Clan, I think we may want to outsource the animation, which I'm totally okay with. So yeah, But this overall, I think, is the layout that I mean, I'm happy with it. Maybe we bring this in a little bit more. Maybe we bring it in a little bit more. Maybe. See, it's like, do we want to see the gap? Do we want to not see the gap? I don't know. But I do like the vertical aspect ratio, that's for sure. Well, yeah, obviously, Jamie's here for Mikey, but this is not Mikey. So, sorry. And the reason why it's not Mikey is because it's either Raph or Leo, just because of the scene that we're making, right? Like, the whole family is... Something has happened to the family, right? To his brothers. And it is up to him to save his brothers, right? Something devastating, right? We'll see it. We'll see the manhole cover glowing and emanating, the glow or whatever it is. And we might, and obviously we'll have to allude to the fact that something happened to them, because you're not just going to get it by the manhole cover glowing some sort of glow, right? You're not going to understand what's going on. So their masks are going to have to be out in the alley or something. Something went down, right? We're going to allude to that. And obviously Leo's the only one that I felt like could really find them, right? I don't think they are deceased, right? I think they got captured, right? Who knows? We might do some voice cast, right? If you want to voice one of the characters, right? We can throw some, maybe they're down there in the manhole cover and we'll throw some dialogue in there. They're asking for his help, Leo, help, we'll flesh it out. We'll make it it's gonna be fun to see where we can take this. And it's kind of the other thing about these creative streams too, that I want to start, that is my goal, is to just fluidly make stuff, right? Just kind of find it the most fluid kind of playful thing that I could think of was doing this, because it's what I used to do a lot of my time, back in the day. I've been doing film stuff and shooting stuff and cutting things for a long time. And back in the day, yeah, we just make stuff up and make short films and shoot on green screens, right? And just kind of play around. And so, and it's important to have fun. It's important to obviously do the thing that you love to do, right? And this is a part of what I love to do. And obviously, I love my job. I love what I do. And I'm very lucky that I'm very lucky that I get to do what I love for a living, and that my job allows me to push myself creatively, right? If I ever have an idea, or if I'm ever coming to them with some sort of new thing, right? They're pretty open to bring that into the pipeline, and I'm very thankful for that. So, but yeah, you always want to keep doing creative things, and this is kind of a way to. Again, it's not as I could be this is a way to keep me sharp, but it's not really. I mean, it is keeping me sharp, right? In terms of it's flexing my storytelling muscle, which I feel like I've always been a storyteller. I've always been attracted to stories and stuff. But I've been more of a technical person my entire life, right? I've been more a behind the scenes person, not really kind of directing, not really being the storyteller that I know that I can be. And so this is just kind of me flexing that muscle and practicing storytelling. And what's fun about this is going to be, almost like kind of like a comic book sort of, but it's going to be told in a sequence of images in a very short sequence. So it's, again, we're giving ourselves limitations, right? We're okay, we're going to do this aspect ratio. We're going to do this vertical format. We can even go as far as to be okay, we have to accomplish this entire story in, I don't know, eight shots or whatever, right? We can set that limit for us. I think it's very important, especially in today's age where we have artificial intelligence and all sorts of things kind of coming into the pipeline of all sorts of industries, but specifically the creative industry. It's kind of it's not a scary time. I refuse to be that person. I don't want to be well, AI is so scary. Because I don't think it is. I think at least for me, it's a tool. I always welcome change, and I always welcome new tools, right? And I think as long as you don't let it kind of destroy who you are as a creative, your creative voice, and as long as you put in the work, like I would never want to like click a button, because I've messed with Midjourney, and I've done some Stable Diffusion stuff. I've messed with it, and I messed with it for like a week, and then I was like, because like I enjoy creating things like this. I enjoy building sequences. I enjoy lighting, like even in real life, right? Like cinematography and actually putting light on actors and rigging things, putting a physical light on a C-stand and kind of, booming it up or holding a boom arm and like miking the actors and cutting the footage and comping the images and all sorts of I almost swore, I don't swear, but that's what I love. And I just to have AI, just to be like, I hit a button and it automatically generates it. It's like, that doesn't work for me, dog. Like, I don't like that. I don't like that. I'm sure a lot of people are going to grow up in that age, and that's going to be a way that a lot of younger people do it. But that's not how I roll. Because, I guess, I don't know. I'm getting older at this point, and that's fine. You know what I'm saying? 10 years ago, I might have been like, AI, all this, blah, blah, blah. But we will obviously adapt it into our pipeline at some point, because I definitely don't want to fall behind. That's another thing I'm not doing. I am not falling behind. Eventually I will, right? I guess eventually I get so old that like technology will be way ahead of me, but I'm not giving up yet. We are not doing that. So, and it's a journey, and that's kind of what this is. And that's what these creative streams are about. Creative weekend streams. I would love to do them every weekend. That may or may not happen every weekend. We have this, and then I'm producing a short film / music video as well. So we are also doing storyboards for that. I want to go into production on that at the end of May. So we will be shooting that, and we'll give you some like behind the scenes tidbits of that. And we will definitely work on those shots and those sequences once we have that stuff filmed on the creative weekend streams. And so we'll bounce back and forth between building CG stuff, working on the short film, all sorts of stuff will live on the creative weekend streams. So I'm very excited. My voice is going. I think it's time. We call it a day, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I see that there are 6 people in the chat, and I just want to thank you guys so much for taking the time out of your weekend, your precious time, and spending it with me while we create some fun art, right? And I hope that it inspired you. If you've never opened up Blender or a 3D program before, Blender is free. You can go to blender.org right now and you can download it. You can put it on your computer and you can mess around. The link to the model will be in the description. Shout out, I didn't make the model of Leonardo, so shout out to the guy that made that. I don't know his name off the top of my head because I was dumb and I didn't write it down when I got the model. I should have done that, but the link for it will be in the description if you want to check it out and you want to make your own Leonardo scene as well. So, and send it to me. Make sure, tag me in it anywhere. T-Bab Films not T-Bab Films, my bad. T-Bab Edits, TBABB Edits is my Instagram. So you can go over there, give me a follow. If you create anything digital, like anything in CG or filmmaking or cutting or whatever, even AI art, I don't care. Tag me in it so that I can see it. It'd be great. And if you do stuff with Leo here or any other turtle, Mikey, Raphael, Donatello, doesn't matter, or Spider-Man, I'm a big Spider-Man fan. Make sure you tag me in it. Make sure you go follow me. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell and put it on all notifications so you don't miss an upload and you don't miss a live stream, because I'm going to want you to be around. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I think that's going to be about it. We've almost hit 9 o'clock. And and we are on the road to 400 subscribers. So if you can get us there, I greatly appreciate it. Become a part of the family and stay creative. Hopefully you have a creative weekend and explore your passions as much as you possibly can. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one tomorrow. All right, come back tomorrow. We'll see you. Have fun. Bye, guys.